once stuck and frozen too. Greatest superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. You were once stuck and frozen, were you not? And you are no longer.
I was once stuck and frozen 100%.
King Peter, take us in, sir, please.
Thank you so much, Sean, and thank you for creating this opportunity for us. It's a true pleasure. So we're on my second Real Raw Open of the day, and hopefully this one is slightly more formulaic than the last one. But the last one was a lot of fun. I think for emotional and energy transference, it was an A star. Yeah. So Sean, thank you so much. And I'm just going to jump straight into introducing some of these amazing people.
Yes,
let's start with Lorelei. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and a fun fact, please?
Yes, hi, it's very nice to be here. I am currently in Los Angeles, California, and I am a jewelry designer. I lead mastermind groups, and I'm writing a book about my life story, creating a podcast and show on helping individuals really recover and move through their childhood trauma due to abuse and neglect. And a fun fact, which Sean has heard this before, is I was on a reality show for 3 years, and I'm going to have you guess what that was.
Wow, 3 years.
Right? Think about
Michael
where
Smikin, can you guess it, Michael?
The Bachelorette?
I would be cheating.
Sorry.
I would be cheating because I know the answers. So I'm going to
jump in, please.
I'm going to have a guess.
Yes.
The Bachelorette, or what is it called? I don't know. It's something like that.
Yeah, the Bachelor. No, I was on the Real Housewives of Orange County for 3 years. So
Real Housewives of Orange County are in the house with Lorelei. By the way, might be surfing some waves in SoCal this upcoming few days, Lorelei. So
I'm excited.
So we shall see. So yes. And maybe we can connect up and have some. Peter, would you join us across the world this weekend? Probably not, but we will see you soon, brother. Back to you.
In spirit and soul, I will do. And I'm going to keep with my attempting boy-girl energy, although this is a very female room. Let's go with the one, the only, the venerable Mr. Michael Smikin.
Hello, how's it going? So thank you, Peter, for putting this together, and Sean, obviously, for creating this amazing platform. Pure genius here. My name is Michael Smikin, also going as your relentless guardian and attorney of over 12 years, commercial litigator, healthcare, 2 top 100 national jury verdicts, and I lead a team of relentless gladiators to help people to recover monies that are outstanding, whatever challenges they have. We enter into the litigation space and help them to achieve that. I also manage an entire division called Innovation Law, which helps business owners to optimize their business. And very soon, in less than a month, I have an online course coming out called Fit to Exit, which gives business owners everything they need to optimize their businesses and to get their business in shape for their ideal exit. Everybody exits their business at some form or another. We help them to achieve their ideal exit. And fun fact about me, I was on the phone with one of the Baldwin brothers yesterday. And like Lorelei says, I'm going to make you guys guess which Baldwin brother I was on the phone with.
Alex. Oh.
Alex.
It was not Alex. It was Billy. And so, but that was a fun call with Billy Baldwin yesterday.
Outstanding, Michael Smikin, hanging with the Baldwins. Yes, Peter. There's Cosmic O's and Baldwin brothers and what was the unicorn thing earlier today, Peter? I forgot that phraseology. It was something.
So one of my favorite people, almost in the whole world, apart from the people on this call, is a lady called Katie Carlson. Now you know that she's special because when she introduced herself as her first name and last name, you don't question it. Like anybody else, if they introduce themselves in their full name, you'd be like, that's a little bit weird. But she introduces herself as Katie Carlson, and it seems to work. So that it's worked. But anyway, when I met her, she used to go around with, I think it's like Vaseline, but with glitter in it. And she'd literally walk up to you and take 2 scoops of this and just like put it down your face.
I know Katie. I met
Yeah, see, right? I asked her what this was called, and she went, "It doesn't have a name." And I said, "You should call it unicorn snot."
There you go.
And you could literally brand it and sell it, because if I was to tell my daughter she could buy unicorn snot, this would be $1 million business right here. She still hasn't done it. I still think she should.
Unbelievable. And yes.
We met her at Tony's 60th, right, Peter?
Yeah.
That is too funny.
Beautiful person.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, King Peter, who is next?
So let's hear from Lucidi. Lucidi, who are you? Where are you in the world? What do you do? And what is your fun fact, please?
I'm Lucidi Russi. I was born in Colombia. Okay, this is fun. As a teenager, I came to New York to study. Once I graduated, next day I took a flight. I got married and took a plane to Singapore. So I worked there as an architect for 20 years. I came back 2 years ago. So I worked in Singapore, Hong Kong, all over Asia, and well, some parts of Europe. As an architect, I came back working with the developers and also as a consultant. I came back in June 2018, just 2 years ago. And I started, once I went to financial with Tony, and Peter Diamandis introduced the 3D printing. I say, that's it. This is what I want to do in my life. So I started a company during all the COVID, doing printing houses and building communities. So I decided, I designed 120 houses for low middle income people with communities. We will have like coaching center, psychological center, vocational entrepreneurship skills. Also, we will have hydroponic gardens, some sports centers, in medical and dental. So I felt that was the purpose of my life. So the purpose is to help those young families, young or not young families, doesn't matter, whoever wants to live in their communities, they have to be part of it, and they have to, do some work in it. So we are designing the business plan in a way that they can lease the land, because building with 3D printing robots is about 60 to 70% cheaper than the traditional construction. We can build houses between 12 and 24 hours. Almost self-sustainable, almost 100% self-sustainable, is less wastage. Why is less wastage? Because in the traditional construction, we need to build something called formwork, like a molds, and to put the concrete and the columns and all that. After we dismantle those molds, all that is garbage. So all that rubbish we're saving the environment from all that wastage. And so that gives us also more flexibility to design the houses. And
Lucy,
so that's what I'm doing right now.
That's amazing. What's your fun fact?
My fun fact is I was Miss Bikini when I was in high school.
Yes.
Hey!
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. And in that vein, Peter, I think that's the perfectly timed moment for my fun fact. May I?
Oh, absolutely.
So I caused Michael Smiken, when we were in Grand Cayman with our entire Caligula team, I caused Michael Smiken to run out of the Ritz-Carlton bar with a woman chasing him who wanted to do a body shot off of him. That was my fun fact for today.
You're a cruel man. Why did you stop that from happening? That's all I can say.
With Michael Smiken's wife in the room.
That's the hidden part of the listening there that makes that relevant.
Yes.
Yeah. Do not play truth or dare with Sean. He takes that game very seriously.
You just say dare, don't you? Right, let's keep it going. Mr. Joe Hagan, can you come on?
And by the way, truth is not the safe option.
Joe, are you able to join us and put your microphone on and tell the world about who you are, where you are, and your fun fact?
So yeah, I am in between errands for one of my 4 daughters and sons. So I'm a busy father of 5. I am in the world of alternative investments, where I have proximity deals that most people wouldn't have access to. And I got into that space after spending 25 years on Wall Street, being your typical dinosaur retail stockbroker. My fun fact is that, and I'm in the world of Unblinded now and meeting wonderful people like King, Peter Swain, Surfing Sean Callaghy, Mike Smiken, and whoever else is on here I can't see right now. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this space of being literally unblinded and seeing what I used to not be able to see. And my fun fact is, if we're talking about the school days, I won nicest hair in 8th grade.
Yeah. And did you have a bikini on when that happened? And were the body shots involved, Joe?
No, I can't say that I rocked the Speedos, but I'll be willing to have someone do a body shot off me, even with my wife there, if we ever get the chance.
I'll take you up on
that. This is Fun Friday for sure. King Peter.
Let's go to, so I think if Mary is with us, then I'd love to introduce Mary. Mary was part of my team at Fighting Rebels, where I won not my first business mastery, but my second business mastery. And it was all due to people like Mary. Mary, can you come off your mic and tell the world who you are, where you are, what you're doing, and your fun fact in 3 minutes or less?
I'm Mary Kahn, and I am a criminal defense lawyer because I decided that freedom was the most important thing we can make, create, have. Freedom for my clients, freedom for me, freedom for my family, everybody. So that's what I do for work. And I'm also investing in real estate, just started doing that stuff. I've done some coaching professionally with lawyers and small law firms, smaller, less than 12 partner kind of law firms. I play, this is not very exciting, but I play a pretty decent upright bass, bluegrass kind of style mostly.
Boom. And Mary, where are you living these days?
Houston. I'm also practicing in California. I'm licensed in California, but mostly Houston.
That's amazing. And Mary, I remember, I think we met initially at a UPW. Is that right? And you're friends with Charlie. Is that correct or not correct?
We've met a couple of times, but I don't remember which Charlie. Sorry.
He's a lion. I'm not sure who. I'm not.
Yes, Charlie and Kate.
Yes. I just jumped out of an airplane with Charlie 3 weeks ago. Yes.
Oh, I have missed them so much. I haven't seen or heard from them in ages.
They are alive and well, and Charlie is jumping out of airplanes. So things are going.
I used to do that. But I quit. I could do it again, but
absolutely.
No need.
Of course. Yeah. Yes. Amazing. So we have body shots, we have plane jumping, we have bass playing, criminal defense lawyers, coaching people. Like, it's a beautiful, eclectic day at the Unblinded Real Raw. That's like what's happening. King Peter.
Well, actually, Sean, we still don't have Nasa with us, sadly, and I hope she is able to join us. So I'm going to ask for you've given us your fun facts. You've broken your own format by doing it in the wrong order, but I'm going to hand it to you. Can you tell the world a bit more about yourself?
Sure. I'm a blind guy that just taught a blind guy to surf. That's been a fun fact, as well as Tony Robbins caused me and a whole bunch of other lions, unbeknownst to us, upon waking up in Sedona, to jump out of airplanes. And that was a super fun day. And yes, I have the unique privilege of being the co-founder of Unblinded and creating this entire dynamic to unlock influence as a superpower. Thank you for being here on a fun Friday. King Peter, back to you.
Thank you so much. And I think we've done everybody. So I'll drop in with my own. And first of all, Sean, I'll say thank you. The moment I discovered Unblinded was certainly a trajectory change for my life. I could not count myself more blessed than to hear you and to be around these amazing people. So thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you. And you inspire me, my dear friend, and your kindness, brilliance, wisdom, generosity, and you're on your way, brother, to anywhere that you want to go, clearly. Yes.
Thank you. And for now, where I'm going is time integrity. So my name is Peter Swain. I'm a digital strategist. I've done about 1,250 projects in my life, as well as obviously in this sphere, winning 2 business masteries back to back. I have consulted royal families, governments, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Evian, Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay, Sacha Baron Cohen, and everybody in between. I've worked on every continent apart from the Antarctic, which I'm still trying to find a contract there. So if anyone knows a contract in the Antarctic, I would like to take it.
There is a research facility there, Peter. One research facility that you can stay in. I'm sure they need some marketing help to get people into the research facility.
I'll do it for free, so I can say I've worked on all 6 continents. And my fun fact is, in the last 4 hours, I've had legitimate conversations about unicorn snot, cosmic orgasms, being gored by a rhino, and a speaking engagement that I just did half an hour ago got Zoom bombed by hackers. And as I was delivering my talk, 50 new people arrived in the meeting with naked porn being pushed out as I'm trying to deliver a talk.
I love life. I love life. It's
I'm struggling to even put sentences together. My life has become a sublime parody of what it was.
Dude, that is the greatest fun fact in the history of the Real Raw. This is like episode 230 or 231. Absolutely #1 all time. Unblinded. You clip that. That is amazing.
It's yours. I release all copyright to it. Let's just put it on the history. It was perverse. So with that in mind, Lucy and Mary are from the world, and I hope that changes. But Sean, what are we here to do today? What are these wonderful people going to experience?
Yes. So I do have the unique experience with unlocking influence as a superpower, helping to build multiple companies at an extreme rapidity, including Unblinded, which didn't exist essentially a year ago, and during COVID was essentially kaput. And then we recreated Dynamics, and this is a multi-million-dollar company already and rocking. And I am incredibly grateful because we're creating more money, less time, and more magic, unlocking influence as your superpower. It's supported me in creating law firms, businesses, Unblinded, selling from Tony Robbins stage, shattering records, etc. And that's what we're here to do, is unpack that, unlock that for people. They're learning from one another, but also the science of formula of formulas, the Unblinded formula, originally known as the Calgary Results formula. So these fine folks are going to have you, Peter, I believe, serve as the role player. Is that correct or no?
That is correct.
Yes, and they will go from hello to yes with you about anything that they want. And then there'll be some analysis and some feedback by the judges on the approach of going from hello to yes. It's not like boiler room, not sales. It's hello to yes, integrous, heart-centered, authentic influence. So Peter, who goes first?
So to distill without distortion, we're going to use, Laura, we're going to mix it all up a bit. So Lorelei and Joe will be our judges, please. And then Mike, Mary, and Lucidi will be our contestants. So you'll have 3 minutes. And let's start with, I like to go boy, girl, but I also like to give people a model to go from. So you're going to have 3 minutes. I'll be whoever you want. And we're trying to get from a hello to a yes. So let's start with you, Mike, if that's right, so that Lucidi and Mary can see roughly how we play the game.
Sure. So, Peter, I would like for you to be an entrepreneur who has 4 employees and generates about $2 million in revenue, and is looking for some assistance globally with your business and optimizing it. Not really sure of all the things that you need, but know that you're looking to get more freedom in your life and to decrease the number of hours that you're working from 80 to a much more manageable 40. Does that make sense?
Yep. And how have we met? Is this a first call or?
You know what? Yeah, it's a telephone call to you. I'm making it to you, and I was actually referred to you by one of your colleagues who told me that you work too hard.
Cool. Off you go.
Let's drop in. Hear the alarm at 1 minute, 30 seconds, and done. Mike, go.
So, hey, Peter, it's Michael Smikin. How are you doing?
Hey, Mike. How are you? Good, thank you.
I'm doing super well. So Rick had given me your contact information, and I wanted to see if you had a little bit of time right now to connect. Is it okay if we spend a couple of minutes together?
Yeah, I literally only have 2 minutes until I have to run into a meeting, but that's all yours if that can help.
Thank you. No, and I appreciate that. And we'll spend a couple of minutes now. We'll do a light lift, and maybe we can spend some time a little bit later on talking a little bit in greater detail. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
So, Peter, in all honesty, tell me what's up, man. Like, what's present for you right now? Like, what's going on in your life? Rick gave me some optics on your business, some of the challenges that you have. What's the biggest challenge you have going on right now in your business?
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple answer. It's scale. I'm shutting down. I don't know if you're familiar with the work of Tony Robbins at all, Mike, but I was very much an operator, and I'm shifting into being an owner. So I'm shutting down one business that's healthy and paying the bills in order to open up another business which is doing very, very well. So currently I'm really doing 2 jobs at the same time. So I'm working approximately about 130 hours a week at the moment.
Wow, it feels like that's something you don't want to be doing. Is that fair?
I love it, but let's be honest, biology, physics, and chemistry are hard barriers, and at some point it's unsustainable for me to only get 4 hours sleep a night.
Yeah, I hear it loud and clear. I guess what's the biggest challenge that you have that's keeping you from having a little more freedom inside your life?
I need to bring on those other people so that I can give work to them. But obviously, if you're bringing on other people, you're only getting 20-30% of the money back to yourself. Whereas if you're doing all the work yourself, you're getting 100%. So I'm giving up $10,000 contracts where I was getting 100% of the money, and picking up $5,000 contracts where I'm only getting 20% of the money. So essentially, in the very, very short term, my earnings are currently 10% of what they were only a month ago. But the future of what I'm doing is huge, so it deserves to exist.
Okay, so what are you doing? What are you doing to help you scale your business to bring in people to help support you, if you are doing it?
30 seconds.
I would say that I'm too busy doing what I'm doing to actually do that.
So that sounds like quite a substantial challenge you have there, Peter. And look, I'd love to help you. We work with entrepreneurs all the time and business owners that have the same or very similar challenges to the ones that you have. And, we help to optimize their businesses, to help give them solutions in terms of how to structure scaling models, help them strategize exits or optimizations for their business. And I know we only had a couple of minutes, but I was hoping maybe you and I could get together some time and have another conversation about what all of that looks like to see how we can better support you in the things that you're doing. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, if you can help me achieve that, then I'm all ears. So yeah, if you can send me over an email with some contact with some dates, and we'll take it from there.
Perfect. Thank you, Peter, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Michael, how did it feel for you, brother?
It felt good. Peter went in a slightly different direction than I had anticipated. And I thought I heard some congruence there. I went with it. I think energetically we connected decently. I would give it like an 8, in terms of rapport building.
All right. We'll get Michael Smikin assessing, Peter. Let's go. And who are amazing judges are Lorelei and who, Peter?
Lorelei and the Virtuous Joe.
Oh, my goodness. Excellent. Yes. So, Lorelei, what do you have for Michael Smikin? 30 seconds of feedback, please.
Okay. So, for Michael, I loved how you asked permission to have a conversation and get to know him more. I like that you asked right out front, out the bat, out of the cage, was that what his challenges were in business. And from that, I feel like you really pulled out his pain points right off the bat. So that was good. I would have liked you to have acknowledged his successes that he had talked about. I feel that was passed by. And I feel there could have been more deeper emotional rapport to learn more about him, like through your heart. I feel it was a little bit through your head. And I would have liked to, for you to have kind of pointed out a little bit more scarcity, pulled that from him. So, and that's what I have. And the score, I would give you 7.8.
All right, Lorelei dropping in. The illustrious Joe Hagan off of the Wall Street presses. Been around the block and knows a thing or two about influence. Illustrious Joe.
Yeah, I thought Mike did better than he gave himself credit for. I would have liked like what kind of dropped my jaw, because I really put in a lot of hours and I was always the first one in and the last one to leave. And he dropped 130 hours a week. I would have been like, wow. Yeah. Like I would have acknowledged that and said, Peter, like there's got to be something you're giving up for that 130 hours. If I could show you a way where you can achieve the same or greater and not have to put in that 130 hours, I know you and I are going to get along and do business together. And I could show you people that we've done this for. So, and then just go right for the formation agreement there. But if he would have been able to get him to laugh too and laugh at himself about putting that much hours in and recognize that, it would have been, a 9.5. But I would say he's at least an 8.5, closer to a 9.
Yeah. And it could sound like this, Joe, right? As simple as, wait, 130 hours a week?
Wow.
Just that, right? Right? So, yeah, but excellent job, Mike. Joe, great job. King Peter, who's next?
And thank you for the advice, guys. That was tremendous. Thank you.
Let's go with Lucidi, if that's right. So 3 minutes to get me from a hello to yes, and I can be whoever you want. I can be a city planner. I can be a real estate developer. I can be male. I can be female. I can be somebody alive. I can be somebody from history. You name it, and I'll be it. You're on mute.
I'm sorry, I never played this game before, so forgive me. Have a little patience with me.
Do you want me to? Yeah, no, all good. So whatever a yes that would matter to you in the world, whatever that is, CD, like, yeah, that's all. So it will be like a yes to make a deal come together. Yes from an ideal client. It could be yes from some leadership dynamic. Whatever yes that you'd be seeking in the world, right? Because everything starts after yes. That's all.
So I can do a pitching for him for something, let's say for the project that I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. So he could be an investor potentially or something, like whatever would make sense for you.
All right. So Peter, King Peter, so you are an investor and I am the developer, an architect. So is that sound okay?
Yep, let's do it.
I will be building some communities worldwide, starting in Florida and in all the less developed countries in the world, Colombia, Mexico, and then some countries in Asia, Indonesia, Vietnam. And I'm looking for an investor to invest in this new idea, this new technology, which is printing houses. And your money is going to be multiplied while we get housing. We're going to end up homelessness and lack of housing in less than 24 hours. Do you have any questions for me?
So you said several things there that seem almost unbelievable. So 24 hours, you said?
We will end homelessness in less than 24 hours. 24 hours. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously that's of interest. Do you see this investment as like philanthropic, or is this like is there a return on this money?
It's a win-win situation. It will be good for the investors. It will be excellent for the communities. The purpose is to make these families and these new families, young families, kids, teenagers, and whoever wants to thrive, we will optimize in the communities for these families and the future of these kids to be thriving.
Yeah,
so it's a win-win situation. Sorry?
So how do we? I mean, I've only got literally another minute before I have to go on another call. What does that look like then in terms of like return? Can you send me across some information or?
Yes, we have a business model, and we have an engineer with the 3D printing robot that we have, and an engineer is from NASA. So we are working with somebody who is the inventor himself, and the communities people are going to live. They be living there in a leased land. So even though it's a development, is even though it's printing houses, the real business is in the land, is the real estate.
Peter, you got a quick call?
Yeah, I'm going to have to take a call, I'm afraid, Lucini.
Okay.
Can you send me over some information? I can look over that and get my team to come back to you.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Immediately.
Thank you. I'll look at that. It sounds really interesting. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much for your time.
Lucidi, thank you for your courage and vulnerability. How did that feel for you?
Oh gosh, this is my first speech in my entire life, and in a game and outside the game, in a real life.
Amazing.
Congratulations. Congratulations for that.
Thank you. In fact, I'm being prepared myself every day for this, to go and pitch whatever people that I'm going to be pitching to invest.
Can I give you one thought?
Maybe.
No, there's no failure. There's no rejection. And you don't need to pitch anybody. You're sharing your heart and your truth with people, and they'll have a chance to step into it or not. That's all. You're amazing.
Thank you.
So, Sean, how long do we have left of your time?
I'll be able to complete. I might have to do the last segment off camera, but you want to, whatever you want to do.
Well, what I was going to suggest, I think Lucini's mission is so important. I was going to suggest or ask if you could do the pitch to me if you were.
Yeah, of course.
So you're doing 3D printed homes, and I'm an investor. And by the way, your chief engineer used to be at NASA. That would just like just a drop in moment.
That is true, by the way. That is Dr. Paul Tinari. Yes, that is true. By the grace of God, I met this guy.
So this is like role play to role play.
Yes, got it. You ready?
Yep.
So Peter, I'll do it with you.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So King Peter, super grateful for you taking the time. A man that has won Business Mastery twice and is so eloquent, so profoundly wise, beloved, and just this like immense source of curiosity. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. I've heard you do some pretty amazing stuff in the world.
No, well, thank you. So again, my name is Lucidi, and I'd love to just chat with you. I know we only have about 2.5 minutes. It's wonderful being at this event together. So what are you up to with all this? Like, I see you winning Business Mastery. I understand that, and forgive me if I'm diminishing what you do. I think you're in a space of people bring their messaging to the world, what one might call marketing. Again, forgive me if I have the wrong label or title. But what is it that not even what you do, like what's the mission? Because clearly you're a man on a mission.
Yeah, and thank you. Yeah, you could say when I've got my bat suit on, I'm in the world of digital and digital marketing and scaling, and people have affectionately called me a millionaire maker, and all that's great. But what am I doing is creating a world for my daughter in 15 years' time that is safe and secure and harmonious for her. When I had my first child and I held that £7 bundle, everything changed. And that had to be my sole focus. So yeah, that's actually behind the scenes. That's actually what I'm doing.
And how old is your daughter now?
She's 5. She's a fond fan of a knock-knock joke. And has more bruises than not.
So that why is present to make the world a safer place and a greater place for her. And I know we only have about a minute to go. Would it be okay if I shared just a little bit about what I'm up to?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So my mission is to make the world a greater and safer place. And what I thought an incredible amount about is that a source of pain and poverty, which creates context for crime, not poverty by itself, but the trappings of poverty, the dynamics of a wanting and a scarcity amongst people. And what blew my mind is in the space of Tony Robbins and Peter Diamandis with the idea of 3D printing. And I've come up with a strategy and a structure, partnering with somebody from NASA to print homes for people, like homes and communities, so people have not just places to live, but places they can be proud of at amazingly cost-efficient numbers. And what I'm looking to do is to partner with and co-create. Maybe you could be a direct investor, or maybe we can co-create some dynamics that would benefit you and your world. But what I'd love to do is take a half an hour of your time, and if that's too long, 15 minutes, to just see if there's something here that makes sense to you. But I repeat, this is about a mission to make the world a greater and safer place as well. Your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, let's set up that time. I know I've got some space tomorrow and the day after, but it sounds really interesting. And you said the guy's from NASA?
From NASA, believe it or not, yes. And we met. He saw the vision and the mission of this and said, yeah, I want to co-create this project with you and create 3D printing for the world to live in safer and more cost-effective and efficient homes.
Wow. I really do have to take this next call, Lucidia. I'm really sorry, but please, Sunny put this meeting together for us. If you could reach out to her and get something in the diary straight away, because I'd be super interested.
So Lucidi, how did that feel? Was that your mission? Was I you?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I never pitched to investors before. And it's, yeah, absolutely. That's what I would do. And it's so interesting to learn from a different angles from a business. So in this quarantine, I've been learning about business and all the ramifications, including lawyers to set up the companies and different LLCs and corporations. So it was awesome.
Thank you. And all the lawyers and the LLCs in the world, thank you. Don't mean anything if you don't get a yes. And this is the greatest place in the world to get a yes. And that is recorded. And that's my gift to you on this Fun Friday.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much for being here. Your gift to me is your presence, your energy, your time, and your sharing. So thank you.
You are the gift to us, to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
King Peter.
Well, Mary, I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long, and I gave you all the build-up. Who would you like me to be? 3 minutes from hello to yes.
Did you say Mary?
I did indeed. I called upon you, my fighting rebel friend.
Mary, you're up at the plate.
Indeed, Mary.
So I'm going to invite you to do something with me. Is that the deal?
Yeah, so I can be whoever you want. I could be a client. I could be a judge. I can be whoever you want. And you have 3 minutes to try and get me from the word hello to the word yes.
Oh my. I'm so unprepared. All right. So Judge Peter.
Judge Peter.
Boom, look at that. That's the thing he wanted most, Mary, in the world. You've just given it to this man on Fun Friday. Happy day.
Well, Judge, we've known each other, a day or two. And honestly, I've always had the greatest respect for you. You're so well respected at the courthouse. And, we laugh and say we don't mind stupid judges as long as they're nice, and we don't mind mean judges as long as they're smart. But you're neither mean nor stupid, and I just really respect you. And I have a sort of a big issue. I have a young woman who was involved in a murder. She helped commit a murder, and the problem with the case, Judge, is that she was really coerced, forced, compelled to participate in this murder. And I know that you have the heart and the passion and the motivation to help people have fresh starts when they seem to be deserving of that. And and to punish people harshly when that's also what's required. But I'm wondering from you, what would it take for you to be interested in giving this girl a break? What do I need to bring to you that would cause you to be interested in more or less compelled yourself to help her?
Well, that's an interesting question, Mary, and thank you for bringing it to me. I would start by saying that my wife wouldn't necessarily agree with you that I'm not stupid, but certainly in this context, maybe I know a thing or two. I think that what you've presented has probably got some layers of complexity that we need to explore. I would say that it's probably your job to present that in a way that is compelling. I absolutely agree with you that we need to give people the right starts in life for them to do what they need to do. But I would also say that our true master is justice, not necessarily any individual person. Inside the realm of that, yes, we have to give people the right space. So if you can prove what you've just said, then I will be all ears and to what you're saying.
All righty then. I really appreciate you listening to me today, and I know you're busy, but I will get something to you that perhaps you can review in a few minutes, and it shouldn't take too much of your time to review some documents and some evidence, as it were, and then we can talk about it later. Would that work?
Inside the legal parameters of something I don't know anything about, of course.
Would a 2-week time frame work, Judge?
Yeah, I think that sounds good. I will have to check with my clerks, but yes, I think we can make that work.
All right, thank you. Appreciate your time, Judge.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Yeah, Your Honor, I love it.
Judge,
Peter, you were great as a judge. I buy it.
Yes.
So,
Judge King Peter. Maybe it's now Judge Peter.
He even made a comment about ex parte communications. Like, what the heck?
Look at
well
that, dropping in.
well done, Peter.
So, illustrious Joe Hagan, what do we have for the one and only Mary with a murder suspect or murder conviction? Rolling in.
Mary wasn't bugging. She was down with the king. I definitely missed the first part of it, so I didn't see the opportunity for rapport because I got disconnected and got back on. But clearly, she got the outcome that was desired, where she opened up the judge's heart and mind, and she's got the open door that if she could prove her case, he's definitely open-minded and open-hearted to consider it. So the onus is on her to do that. But I would imagine, not catching the first part of the call, that was the purpose of the call. What she did and forgetting that outcome, I would have to say it's at least a 9, and even higher if she got a great rapport in the beginning, which I missed.
Yeah, excellent job, Mary. Thank you, illustrious Joe. Lorelei, coming from the Orange County 90210 zip code-ish. What's happening?
Hey, so Mary, I thought you built great rapport. There was acknowledgement all over the board, which was incredible. You talked about, some of his greatness and how you respect him and respected his time. I think you showed your heart and your passion for the case. You acknowledged his heart. You asked open-ended questions. You asked permission, and there was a great agreement formation. So I don't have very many negative things to say, or feedback, I should say. I would say what I would like to have seen would have been more energy variance and such as aspirational, some Zeus, some more fun energy. So I think that would have brought a lot more to it. But I thought you really did fantastic, and I would give you a 9.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Mary, outstanding. Clearly, you're at home in the space of influence. Great work, and concur with Lorelei and Joe. A little more energetic variance, etc. But awesome job. Yeah. And Judge King Peter, does that draw us to a conclusion on this fun Friday?
It does. I think it's been a more intimate one than we used to, but I think it's been incredible, and I've loved sharing it with everybody. Thank you to my amazing judges for joining in. Michael, thank you for being swapping role, and Mary and Lucidi, it has been amazing, and thank you for sharing this with us all. And Sean, I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you for putting this together. It's a true pleasure to be able to do this.
Well, thank you, brother. We're in the 230s in the Real Raw, and this is about influencers influencing influencers to merge ecosystems. 1 + 1 = a trillion relationships to make the world an even greater place. And that's what we're doing here. Thank you so much, Mary. Great job. Great reconnecting with Katie. Amazing. Michael Smikin, relentless gladiator, warrior, guardian, chief, fit to exit, genius. It's been fun being together for 11 years now. And Joe Hagan, Lorelei, thank you on this Friday afternoon. And Peter, the work ethic you have, brother, is something like I've never seen. And I've seen some crazy work ethic. So great job and happy Fun Friday. And P.S., we are all blind and just learn to see. Have a great day. Thanks.